Welcome to the Didgigo training video on entry sorting. A lot of questions come through to us based on how to best sort your entries grid. So to get started, what you'll need to do firstly is swing over onto the Details tab, and you'll notice down in the bottom right hand side that you've got some options to choose from. So you can sort your entries grid either via the entry date and then time, the entry sequence, or entry day and then sequence. So for now, we'll go with the entry date and then time. So if we come back over to our entries grid, what that means is that all of these entries will be sorting by the date, so February 1st, and then the time. Okay, that's how it will flow. If you notice that an entry is not in the correct order, you've got a couple of options if you're sorting via the entry day and then time option. You can simply drop down the box, click in the date and time box, change the date, or of course, alter the time. Then click Save. You'll then need to click the blue refresh button so that that time will now come into consideration. Okay, so the first option, date and then time. Most of the time, the date and time option is a good option to go off, especially if you're importing using tool plan, Softrip, etc., as this is the sequence order that it is currently in your system. The one that we do have a little bit of difficulty with is when there are flights and they're crossing the international date line. What that means is the sequence order will then be thrown out because the date and time may be, 24 hours in advance or lagging. What you want to do in those instances is perhaps change your entry sorting order to either entry day and then sequence. What that means, if we select entry day and then sequence, means that everything that's on February the 1st will obviously come first, followed by the sequence number. So you'll notice here that the numbers here, 5, 10, 15, and 20. So it'll sort via all of the ones on February the 1st and then this sequence number. Again, on February the 2nd, sequence number 5 and 10. February the 3rd, 5 and 10. So you're slowly starting to understand how that's flowing. So that's your second option. Again, if you'd like to change the order, you've got two options. Simply click the quick edit guide to change the date and time. Or of course, come into your sequence box. Let's say that we'd like this entry on February the 4th to come before this tour. We can actually go ahead and if we change this to a 2 and then click our bulk update sequence number, think of this as a sequence number save button, it will then change that order around. If you were to choose just entry sequence, this gives you full control over the entire entries grid based on those sequence numbers alone. So you'll now see that that has completely changed our total sequence order. You'll now notice that the dates are all a little bit all over the place due to the sequences. I always recommend before doing the entry sequence order, coming into your entries grid and changing all of these numbers. So you might like to start ordering them, etc. Clicking the bulk update sequence. You notice that they won't change until you come over here to details, select entry sequence, and then save. So nice and quickly, guys, that's as easy as that. That's all it takes to change the order sequence details on your entries grid. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us via our live help or please refer to our knowledge base. Thank you. Have a great day.